this, you guys. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Okay, hello, hi, and welcome back to another procrastinator podcast episode. I'm Jane, and yeah, I hope everyone is doing well today. This is a knitting and crochet podcast. Today is going to be knitting, where I talk about things that I've been making and things like that. So yeah, stick around. Yeah, my dog is behind the camera and he's so cute. I'm coming at you from, today is, let's see, April 7. I'm coming at you from Southern California. No more rain recently, but new haircut, and yeah, lots of exciting things to share. So yeah, I'll just get into it. The first thing is a finished object. This is my made to your measure, I think, or ribbed to your measure or something like that, tank. Ooh. It's really great. I finished it maybe a week ago now, almost a week ago. This is Smooshy Dream in Cashmere Smooshy, something like that. It has, Dream in Color Smooshy Cashmere, I think. All project pages are down below on Ravelry, and you can follow my progress and be a little bit more up to date with my knitting than through my podcasts, because the news is a bit delayed for the podcasting. But yeah, this is a very recent finished object. Okay, so here it is. I used pretty much all of the 100 gram skein of fingering weight yarn. This is what it looks like. It's a tiny bit, stretched out from me wearing. But yeah, the drape is really nice. The fabric is good. I knit size medium. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I was between a small and a medium, or I was like technically a small, but I was definitely on a cusp, and I definitely was deciding whether to do the small or medium. I decided on the medium, but I actually think next time I would knit the small, because I think then I could get a little more length in the body. I think that would have been nice. But other than that, really good pattern, really fun to make. I ended up casting, it suggested like a stretchy cast off, but I just ended up casting off in pattern super loosely because I think it looks so much better than the stretchy cast off would have. I've done the stretchy cast off before. Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off or something like that. I did like it, but that was a stockinette. So I just thought it was looking really weird with the ribbing, so I decided not to do that. But yeah, I really like the pattern. I don't really know what else to say. It's like my favorite things. Tank number 5 maybe, or something like that, but just a little bit less. Like for my favorite things, the pattern, it's a similar shape, but the pattern has like, the edge is a bit more finished, or it's just different because the edge here is finished, like looks very polished in my opinion. But the my favorite things one has like a double knit band and stuff, but like I really like this pattern, so I definitely see myself making lots more in the future. It's great for a skein of yarn. It's good for a skein of something that feels a little more luxe, like like this cashmere. So if I didn't want to treat my feet to that in socks, this is a really good pattern. And yeah, it has a lot of stretch to it again, so I think I could have gotten away with a small. So that's what I will knit next time I do this pattern. But yeah, no complaints. I really like it. I did mess up in the pattern, but that was just me not reading well. But this is kind of, I don't know, yeah, so I had to rip back a couple of times in a couple of places and redo it, and I was really hesitant against doing that, but I think like actually watching Nitty Natty talk through her process of really making something you're happy with and not cutting corners and being patient with the things you make has definitely shifted my mindset to be more of the same. So yeah, this is it. This is what, let me show you how much yarn I have left, because it is not a lot at all. This is how much I had left. I haven't even weighed it. I mean, I'm sure it's tiny. I think, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to knit another round and cast off. I don't think so. Yeah, like I was definitely short, and then I had to unravel and redo it. But anyways, yeah, this is how much yarn so I used every last bit pretty much, and I'm really happy with that. So that is the tank top progress, our first finished object, and I will put it back on because it's pretty nice. It's good. It's good to wear on its own too. Like, I actually kind of like it with this purple long sleeve under, but it's I think I talked about like being worried about whether or not it was too sheer, but it's at least I don't think it is too sheer, but maybe it's the color, I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. So that is the first finished object. Okay, the second thing to update you on is my scarf, my shawl. I've been keeping it in this bag. I don't know, I guess it's kind of compact. Yeah. I mean, I don't find myself reaching for this very often because I feel like it's just gotten big. But every time I do start knitting on it, it is quite fun. So yeah, since last time I've added 2 more sections, or I guess I've finished the gray section, added this really small green section, and now I'm working on a dark gray. Can't tell if that's dark gray or dark green. Dark gray, I think. Section. So, you know, that is going well. I will move our little stitch marker. But, you know, as I predicted, this is a little bit of a slow burn, but that's okay. Okay, so it has been moved. Yeah, nothing else much to say. Again, project pages will be below, but that is it. That's the progress on that. I am halfway done with it. I don't know if I updated it last time, but and then my socks are my next project being kept here. This week is spring break for at the school I work at, so not too much sock progress because this is kind of my lunch break slash, you know, I don't know, portable project, I guess. So this is the progress. I mean, I guess I've made quite a bit of progress since last time. That was the stitch marker, so we'll move it again. But yeah, these are just vanilla socks, not too special. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, I am enjoying the yarn. I'm enjoying it. it's good. They're a good back burner project. I did rewind the cake after I finished the first sock, because 100 grams of fingering weight tends to start deflating after you use like 40 grams or however many is in one sock. But yeah, so that's the project. So that's the second whip. So that's 1, 2. And then my third whip is a new cast on. I'm really excited about this. It was kind of like spur of the moment. I think I had finished this and I just wanted something else to work on that wasn't the shawl or socks. So I decided to cast on the Anker's sweater. I was gonna say tee, but I think it's the sweater. Anker's sweater. Hold on. Getting some things caught up in my zipper. The Anker's sweater by PetiteKnit. This is my very first PetiteKnit pattern. And it's looking really good so far. I would have made more progress on this, except, you know, well, I'll talk about it in a bit, but I feel like I have made pretty good progress. Oh shoot. Okay. This is my first PetiteKnit pattern. It's a little bit simpler than I expected, like the formatting of the pattern. I thought she was supposed to be really good for beginners. And in terms of like how the pattern is formatted, like how it visually looks, I'm not like super impressed. I'm also not super impressed by like the pattern instructions. I actually think I would find it really confusing as a beginner to read this pattern. So I'm not sure. I mean, the construction is simple enough, but I don't know. So this is Malabrigo Arroyo in the colorway Aguas or something like that, I believe. The project page again is down below, so it'll have all the info that I'm missing. But this is a circular yoke sweater. This is my first circular yoke. So I'm really excited about it and trying to see if the fit of a circular yoke is something that I'm interested in or that fits well. Yeah, I had originally bought this yarn for another project, but I just decided I wasn't like, I don't know, that I didn't want to knit it up for that project anymore. So I was just kind of figuring out like, okay, like then what? And this, I think I haven't gauge swatched, I haven't measured to see if my gauge is actually on point or not. But, I mean, it looks all right to me right now. It's super scrunched up on these cables because as I was starting it, I realized, oh my goodness, it's the same size needles as my shawl. So this has never happened to me before. I have never had 2 projects that needed the same needle size. So I was fully committed to basically take out the needles from the shawl and use them to start this project and just pause on the shawl for a bit. And then I did that, and then when I cast it on, I realized those needles were too big because they're 5-inch tips, and even with my smallest cord, it wasn't like, I don't know, it was too big for the circumference. And then I realized I had shorties. So these are the 4mm shorties. So they're 3-inch tips, and I've been knitting with them on the largest cord I have, or I had. Largest cord I had, because the actual largest cord I had is also on the shawl. So yeah, that just kind of made me motivated, I guess, or gave me a final push toward a decision that I have been contemplating for months, if not a year or more, which is to purchase another set of needles. But that's getting ahead of myself. I'm not done with this story. So that's why they're scrunched up, is because I didn't have the cords and the needles. But it's been okay. I stopped my progress because, spoiler alert, I did get a new set of needles. So I'm going to transfer them over probably after this podcast, and I'm very excited about that. But something else I wanted to say about the project, I am alternating skeins, which is rather annoying. I wonder if you can see, yeah, I don't know, see where I'm alternating, because my tension's a little bit off there. But, not too bad, honestly. It's this line right here. Yeah, not too bad, right? So this is the inside of the sweater. So yeah, I'm alternating skeins, and I think that's working out well. I don't know if I was going to, like, I was knowing that I probably should, but the decision that made it for me, I wound up I have 4 cakes of this yarn, so I also might be playing a little bit of yarn chicken, so we'll see. I'm knitting the size medium as well. Anyways, but what really solidified for me that I absolutely did need to alternate skeins is because of how different these 2 skeins are. On camera, maybe they're not looking that much different, but this is green and this is blue. Like, they fully look different. Like, this is way more yellow and this is way more blue. So I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta alternate them. So that's what I'm doing. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. And then something else I wanted to show is, I don't know if I've ever I'm sure I have talked about it, but I don't know if I've ever had a demonstration. So this cake was wound once, straight off the Swift. Wound once, and this cake was wound twice. So this is what it looks like when I get this, and then from this cake I wind it again. So I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I mean, this obviously looks bigger. I think it's more uniform. The fibers are just a little bit more relaxed, better for them supposedly to double wind. Or to wind at least twice. I've like tripled and quadruple wound before, just because like sometimes I'd wind it and then like there would just be some inconsistencies that I knew would be annoying to work from. So yeah, that is the difference. Always double wind. That is my newest policy. I didn't do this because I wanted to show you for demo purposes, but yeah, definitely always double wind. I don't know, like I feel like you could tell, like it's just like this just looks more relaxed and this one looks like stressed out. Okay, so that is the Anker's tea. So that leads me to acquisitions. So acquisitions, something you should know about acquisitions is it's my birthday week. So kind of, I don't know, whatever. My birthday is April 10th, which is 3 days away. But, you know, because this week is spring break and I didn't really have any responsibilities, I just felt like, why not just celebrate until it's my birthday, and after we should be celebrating every day. That's my opinion. So I did get a few things to treat myself with. So I'm very excited to share them. Not everything has come in yet, so I won't spoil things that are still in the mail, but most of the stuff that I got for myself has come. So I'm excited to share with you. But first, I will share something that William's mom got me I thought the care package was complete, but it wasn't. So this came after I recorded the last episode, so I didn't put it in. But this is Circular Knitting Workshop, Essential Techniques to Master Knitting in the Round. It says all knitting levels, converting flat patterns into circular bags, hats, shawls, socks, mittens, gloves, and sweaters. Yeah, so I've only flipped through, but these are all like reference books, design books, so I'm quite excited. I mean, one of these days I'm gonna like sit down and read all of them. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the book has to say. I know probably sometime in the next year or so I'll want to start designing my own, not like for sale, but like just making my own sweaters kind of thing, or that's something I might want to do. So yeah, I'm sure that will come very handy. Very handy. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. It's like a heavy book. It is so heavy. So that's the first acquisition. My second acquisition, I went to a local yarn store. So as I said in the beginning, I'm from Southern California, Orange County, and I have only been to one local yarn store here. I think it was called like Slipped Stitch, and I actually think they might be out of business or something because I haven't been able, they don't really show up when I'm looking up yarn stores near me anymore, so I'm not sure what happened to them. I don't remember if I talked about my experience of that shop on the podcast, but it was just a strange experience. So, and the selection they had there, at least from what I could tell, was really small, like really tiny. I was at the very beginning of my knitting, like adventure journey, whatever, and I wasn't like too familiar with yarn stores. So if I were to go back there now, I would kind of like ask more questions or, you know, but yeah, their selection was really small. So, and it was like really hard to find. I don't know, it was a whole thing. So that kind of put me off like Orange County local yarn stores for a bit. But recently I've just been thinking, you know, I really want to go check them out. There are two here within a reasonable driving distance of me. So a few days ago, I went to Sheared Sheep. Okay, sorry, I had to leave for a second. I forgot what I was talking about.
So we watched that video.
I think I was talking about local yarn shops. I don't know. Oh, I finally decided to go to a local yarn store in Newport Beach. It's called Sheared Sheep. What had put me off from going is beach areas are just notoriously known for not having great parking. So I was just a little nervous about that and I didn't really look into it. But once I did, I realized there was a pretty big parking lot, so I felt good about going. I went. Oh, and they always have such weird hours. Like, they're never open every day of the week. It's always strange. So I never made the trip, but again, I finally did. Even though there was a parking lot, let me tell you, it was kind of hard to find parking. And there were a lot of scary signs that was like, this lot of like 20 spaces is only for like places in this specific address, and then like the next one over it would be like, this lot is for like these shops, etc. So it was like kind of annoying. There were a lot of spots for like street parking, but they were taken, if that makes sense. Like, there was the possibility of it, but like, I don't know what because it was like, I literally don't know what those cars are doing there. It was not like a busy area. It was more like more of a business area, like corporate area, more than a commercial area. So I'm like still not understanding what all those cars were doing there. But whatever, I ended up parking at the bank, like a couple minutes walk away. Like not super far away, but even then I was kind of paranoid because some of the parking spots was like, it's for this like address only, but the spot I parked at, it didn't have anything, even though there was a sign at the entrance of the parking lot that the parking was only for like customers of like a specific address. Whatever, I digress. So I park, I go in. I kind of had like an embarrassing moment with the store owner or somebody working at the store that I'm not needed to recount it, but yeah, so let's just say I don't know if I'll go back because I'm so embarrassed about it, but I did end up getting some yarn. So I liked it. I liked the store. I feel like they carried a large variety of yarns and notions. Yeah, a wide variety. It was pretty small and pretty dimly lit. But why is that? Like, I feel like most yarn stores I go to are like so like small and dimly lit. Like, is it just because there's like yarn everywhere? Like, I don't know. I've only really been to 2 yarn shops that were like light, brightly colored, and like you could see stuff in, you know. But yeah, so I was just looking around. I didn't really have a specific yarn in mind or a project in mind, you know. Like, I was like, maybe I'll just walk away with a skein of sock yarn, and but then as I was looking, I saw this really pretty pink color, and then I was like, okay, like, let's just see, like, maybe there's a project that I could, if not buy the yarn there, then like at least feel the yarn in person and kind of see if it was a yarn I could get online, that kind of thing. So I looked through my Ravelry favorites and I realized that well, before this, obviously, I've been wanting to cast on the Elton cardigan, I think that's what it's called, by locatelli, something like that. I believe that's right. If it's not, then apologies. But the cardigan is basically a strand of like fingering weight, single ply wool. And then, so that's one yarn that it uses, and the other yarn is a mohair, but they're not held together. It's like, it's striping with those 2 yarn weights. So I don't know, it looked really cool. I've been wanting a cardigan and I was like, yeah, you know what, like, let's get yarn for this project, because I actually saw, what I saw was the Malabrigo Makita, which I'd never seen in person, and I didn't even know it existed. So yeah, Malabrigo Makita, which is a fingering weight, 1 ply yarn, single ply yarn, and in a color that I thought was really flattering and I could see myself wearing. And yeah, so I first picked up the Makita and I was like, well, let's see if they have a mohair here too, that would pair nicely. And little do you know, they did. So this is actually what I ended up getting. I have never seen Malabrigo mohair in real life. I've never seen Malabrigo mohair in real life. I'd never, so when I buy yarn online, it's on webs.yarn.com. And this is not on there. So yeah, because I was like kind of checking the prices, because I was like, I don't know. I mean, like, if they had this online, I just get it online, you know? And I looked and they did have the Makita online, but they didn't have the mohair. So I was like, okay, like, let's just go for it. So that is why, and it was all, can I find enough skeins of it for what I want? And I was able to. So 3 skeins of beautiful pink mohair. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is the colorway English Rose, and the Makita is also English Rose. So It's extra neat because they will be able to match each other pretty well. So I'm really, really excited about this project. Oh my gosh, the mohair is very soft. I mean, I've had my qualms with mohair. I guess I've only tried 2, so we'll see how I feel about this one. The first mohair I ever knit with was Miss Babs. I forget the exact like base or what it's called, but it just shedded a lot, and I wasn't a super fan. And then the second mohair was the one that's like I think it was like Valley Yarns or Southampton, something like that. I think it was like Webb's brand yarn, and I found it kind of itchy. But this one, at least like now to the touch, feels really soft. So I'm hopeful about this one being nice. So yes, I'm just really excited. This is my acquisition from the store. So that's what I ended up getting at Sheared Sheep. I thought it was a really great store. I did enjoy it. I feel like, yeah, it was nice to squish everything. And I'm glad I found out about the mohair. So that was good. And yeah, that's the only thing I got there. So I felt like that was a pretty successful trip. And then yesterday, I decided to go do another one. So the one I went to yesterday is called Alamitos Bay Yarn Company. Oh, I guess that was a spoilie for the yarn. But I got yarn there too. I thought maybe I wouldn't. But what the heck, it's a birthday treat. I used a gift card, like a Visa, you know, card kind of gift card. So I felt not too shabby about it. I should say at Sheared Sheep, I asked if they had like a loyalty program or anything like that, but they don't. So, I mean, that's a bummer. Honestly, that's a bummer. So I'm not sure if I'd return. It's like, it's about 20-25 minutes away from where I live. It's like the yarn selection was good, but it was not anything like life-changing, I guess, or like super inspiring. So yeah, I don't know if I would return. And the loyalty program thing is huge, because I feel like if they did have some sort of loyalty program, I'd be a lot more inclined to return. But that's just me. That's just me living on a budget. So that's not infinite. So yeah, and they didn't have any yarn that I like really was like really interested in, and you know what I mean? So yeah, the draw factor for me was not completely there, but whatever. I digress. Is that the right way to use that term? But at Yarn Company, Alamitos Bay Yarn Company, which is in Long Beach, so it's a bit further from me, about 30-minute drive. It's right on the water, great parking, so much parking. So that was nice as well, because I was worried it wouldn't have parking, but they had like a huge parking lot, so nothing to worry about. But from there, I got this. So this is Birdstreet yarn in the colorway Kestrel. This is the Zebra 4-ply base. I believe it's a fingering weight yarn, 100% superwash merino, 100 grams to 400 meters. Hand-dyed by Claire and John. So this was $34, which, looking at this, it sounds about right for this skein. And the person who rang me up, checked me out, said that this yarn company, Yarn Dyer, is based in Bristol, England, and actually this yarn store is the only US retailer supplier of the yarn. So she was like, good choice, and I was like, oh great, thanks. So that is special. I'm glad I got, something that was special. However, I did have a look on their website, and it is retailing for 18 British pounds, which, you know, when you convert it, is a little bit over 22 US dollars. I mean, if it had converted to like 28, even like 26, I would be like, okay. But like when directly from the yarn buyer, it's being sold for 18 pounds, and now it's being, I don't know, support local yarn stores, like, you know, do what you want with your money, but I was just like a little like, I felt a little something about that. But in any case, it is a beautiful skein of yarn. I was drawn to the zebra. I'm curious as to how it will knit up. They're gonna be a sock. They're socks. They're gonna become socks. So yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna get anything, but I was like, you know, like I should get something. So I did. Cause yeah, there weren't any notions. I feel like most if not all the yarn stores I've been to, there's not like really any notions that I'm like super into. So yeah, I don't know. There hasn't been anything that caught my eye, but I always want to just walk away with notions, but I can never. It's just never a reality, so I don't know. But yeah, the selection here, I would say their cotton selection, their plant-based selection is really big, which is good if you're into that. They also have like a weaving section, which was pretty cool. I don't weave, so it doesn't really apply to me. I don't really knit with cotton or plant-based yarns, so that didn't really apply to me either. So with that being said, I feel like their wool selection was pretty slim, and yeah, just not super impressive. I mean, it's good, it'll do, but it's not like, it wasn't super extensive. So that is that. But overall, it was very well lit. And it seemed like a really relaxing place to sit and knit at. So, you know, for that, gotta give points for that. It was definitely a really welcoming space. And, what was I saying? And they have a loyalty program. I mean, it's like you spend $250 and you get $10 off, but still, I feel like if I were to come back to one, I'd probably choose the Yarn Company. So a sneak peek, I guess, into my experience. So yeah, again, this is beautiful. I'm really excited to knit it up and see what it's like. Probably not going to happen anytime too soon, but it's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay. So yeah, that was the last of my yarn acquisition. And my final acquisition is something I've already hinted to a couple times, and it just arrived today, so I'm really excited. I already unpacked it because I could not help myself. But ta-da-da, I got another set of but I could not help myself. Another set of the Chiaogoo interchangeables. I got the full 4-inch set. Can you guys hear my mom singing happy birthday to me? She's been singing all week. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. The 4-inch set, I'm just literally like beyond excited about it. Beyond. Yes, I'm so excited. So I didn't realize this, but they come with different things. So in the first, it came in a sleeve like this. Oh, I got it from Handsome Fibers, which is an online yarn shop. It is a legitimate retailer for Chiaogoo. I checked on their website, and I got the needles for 15% off. So it's like almost as if I bought from Amazon, and free shipping, and they're guaranteed authentic because they're like an authorized dealer of the company. So I just feel like I haven't heard anybody talking about Handsome Fibers, but you should totally shop there. Shipping was super quick, especially if you are getting a set of needles. You're not gonna find a better deal than this, like, trust me. So I was so excited to come across this. I saved $30-something. Without the discount, the set would have been over $200, and I paid like 180 something. So it's huge. It's huge. So anyways, so it came with this, which kind of like tell you about what you got. So like, as you can see, check mark, complete set, 4-inch. And what I didn't realize is in the 4-inch set, you get different cable lengths than in the 5-inch set. So that is very exciting. For the 4-inch set, you get 4 cables. In the 5-inch set, you only get 6. So what did I say? 6 in the 5-inch set and 8 in the 4-inch set is what I mean to say. So you get 2, for the small cables and large cables, the same lengths, I guess. But 2 8-inch needles. So 4 8-inch. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Numbers. 2 8-inch cables for the small cables and 2 8-inch large cables. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so 14-inch cable, 1 14-inch cable, and 1 22-inch cable. Okay, so what am I trying to say? Anyways, basically 8 cables. This makes sense because with the 4-inch set, you can make small enough circumferences to make hats, which is good, because with the 5-inch set, you could not. You cannot. Or at least I think you can make them to make hats. I don't even know. So, yeah. So it comes with the cables. It also comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 needle tips, as well as a needle gauge, some stitch markers, and some T-pins and wire stoppers. Like, you can twist these onto the cable to kind of put stitches on hold, I guess. Then also these like tiny small connector things that you can like connect two cables to make it a bigger cable. How to show you right here. So all in all, I mean, yeah, I would say these are worth it. I've been knitting with Chiaogoo for a very long time. Before Chiaogoo, I had just worked with like straight needles or one pair of metal circulars that my aunt kind of passed down. I don't even know what size they are, what brand they are, but it was definitely like a flimsy, cheap one. And like the Chiaogoo, trying to do magic loop on those and then doing magic loop with the Chiaogoo cable, life changer. So I so highly recommend the Chiaogoo needles. I'm so excited that I finally have another set and more cables as well. I just feel like, yeah, it feels pretty complete. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm something I want to tackle this year is to like make a pouch for all my needles, because I don't love the pouch they come in. Like, I don't love this. It works great, but I just don't love it aesthetically, and I've never loved it aesthetically. So yeah, that is one of my goals, is to make some sort of like needle holder, a notions holder for myself. It's just the print. Honestly, if the print was different and this red band, like, I get that's like their branding and all, but I do not enjoy it like at all. It is not looking cute to me. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but yeah. So now I have 2 full sets and that is great. Yeah, I feel like one of these days I'll definitely have the full Chiaogoo sets. Like, that's for sure. Like, I have the blue shorties. Next, I would say I want the yellow shorties. And then next, I'd want the red shorties. And then, if I'm feeling crazy, I would want the tiny set. The tiny interchangeable set. I don't know what it's called. The red lace, maybe? Something like that. But that's like for sock knitting or lace knitting or something. Like, the needles are really small in diameter. But that's on my wish list, and I feel like once I get those 3 things, like, I'll be complete. But maybe I'd add the DPNs. I don't know. So that is my current life. So yeah, I think that is finally all in terms of yarn things I wanted to discuss. So thank you for sticking around. Yeah. If you're in the Orange County area and you have any other yarn stores, either in LA or maybe South County that you want to recommend, definitely let me know. I want to know that it's like worth it, you know, like, because LA is an hour drive and I'm not sure I'd want to drive an hour and park in LA, which is like terrible. Like, Orange County, like, I was saying all that stuff, but it is not hard to find parking in Orange County. It is very difficult to find parking in LA. So yeah, just putting that out there, I guess. So yeah, if you do actually have recommendations, places you've been and you really like the vibe of, do let me know. That would be really lovely. But yeah, I think now we will move on to talking about things I have been just like enjoying lately in life, like TV shows and things like that. So let's see. I don't quite remember what I talked about last time, but something fresh is Love is Blind. New episodes just dropped today, and let's just say this season is so crazy. Why is Jenna looking at me like that?
It's so cringy.
Love is Blind? Yes, that's why it's so good. Because it's so terrible. I love it so much. Like, people are just making stupid decisions. And it's just entertaining. It's just really entertaining. So, yeah, Love is Blind is great. And I've been watching Clone Wars again with William. And I tried watching Treason or Traitor. I think it's called Treason, with the guy that plays Daredevil. And when I tell you, like, I couldn't make it through the first episode, it was so bad. So that was very upsetting. I finished a book. I read The Silent Patient, which I don't recommend, like, at all. Like, at all. Like, it was a quick read. I think I read it in like 3 days or something crazy. But it was like genuinely like bad for no reason, like upsetting for no reason. Like, there was no point to that book at all. It was like sickening. It was not a good book. So it was definitely like a page turner, but I don't know if any good came from that book, like, at all. It did not make me think in any sort of new way. And the book I'm reading now currently too, I feel like is very hyped on social media. I've just like heard so many things about it. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm reading it now, you guys, and it is not that great. It's called A Secret History by Donna Tartt. I can't tell if I'm remembering another book and thinking of this book. Like, I don't know. Because I think there is another book with like something history, secret history in the title maybe, or Something, but like, this is not the book. This is not right. This is not good. This is not good. I mean, I'm like flipping through it, but I'm kind of just like reading it because I bought it. So I kind of feel like I have to read it. But it's like not good. I might try to return it. To be honest. Yeah, maybe like when I was in high school I might have liked that. I don't even think so. This is the summary in the back. Synopsis. Under the influence of a charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at a New England college discover a way of thought and life, a world away from their banal contemporaries. I didn't read the back. If I did, I might have not picked this up. But their search for the transcendent leads them down a dangerous path beyond human constructs of morality. I would have stopped right at classics professor. I don't see my mind changing about this book, but I do have half of it left, so maybe. Maybe. But maybe it's because I went to a school that is kind of similar to the school that's described here. I don't know about that one. But yeah, I think that's about all I had to chat about. Nothing too new with things I've been watching, I don't think. But let me know what you've been watching. Let me know if anything's good that I should check out. But yeah, other than that, I'm so glad to have you here. I hope everyone is doing well. If you like the video, please like it, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Bye!